In life, we encounter people every day, all of whom have stories to share. We rarely take the time to ask people their personal stories, many of which will touch, move, and inspire us in some way. Matt has a passion for making authentic connections and learning about people from all walks of life. He has lived a life of giving back to the community and making a difference in people's lives. Are you ready to meet fascinating people and hear some inspiring stories? The Matt Hilton Show will introduce you to a world of possibilities you never knew existed. Sit back, be present, and enjoy. Here's your host, Matt Hilton.
Hey everyone, Matt Hilton here, the host of the Matt Hilton Show. Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode is the second part of Elizabeth de Moraes' story. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned for a word from our sponsor.
With almost 20 years of real estate experience in the North Texas area, the professional realtors at Hilton Realty Advisors have helped over 500 clients with their housing needs. Hilton Realty Advisors covers all areas of real estate: buying, selling, building, investing, and renting. We deliver the keys to homeownership to all through integrity, love, and joy. Call us today for all of your real estate needs.
Everyone has a story to tell, and that's part of the premise of the show, is to hearing people's stories, right? And you mentioned about part of what you do is help people develop their stories and
confidence.
Yeah, all that, and video
branding.
and all that sort of stuff. If someone has a story to tell that they want to share and tell to others, what is the first step in doing? Is it just writing it all down on paper? Is it doing audio? What is that? What is the best way that you coach people to start writing?
If they were to come to me and say, I have a story, what I would do is sit down with them and say, what is your big vision for where you're going? Why is it that you want to tell your story? And what is the end result? Is it because you want to inspire? You want to transform people's lives? Is it simply how you started your business and you want people to understand why you started it? So it's really understanding what is the end result here, or where are you going towards? And what elements of your life do we need to draw out that will then resonate with that end result? So we all have had many years of our lives. We have many stories. What parts do we need to really pull out that will help articulate that story, but also where were turning points? What part in your life do you feel would be very beneficial to other people for them to hear? And so it really depends on and we all learn and express ourselves in different ways. Is it, okay, you're going to tell your story, just start speaking, I'm going to record it, and then we're going to transcribe it. What parts do we want to really pull out? Or why don't you go and journal? Go journal and think about when you were 20 and you had this happen to you. Go write it out, then bring it back to me. So it really depends on what they want to say, what their goals are, and what works best for them.
Right.
Because it's always about meeting the client in the middle. I'm not one to go, okay, here's the cookie cutter. I'm going to figure out what works best for you to pull it out. But many times too, before we're even able to get to that, they think, who am I to tell this story? Am I crazy that I want to be this big spokesperson for this, or a motivational speaker or an author? Who am I? So we have to work on that a bit too before that big story comes out too.
Yeah. There's a lot of self-work.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Anytime you want to have success, definitely.
Yeah.
Which is great why you want to step into it, because it's a great self-growth process.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you know you're made for bigger things, usually the bigger the vision, the bigger the blocks.
Yeah.
And so if you know you're made for more and you will explode if you don't go there, we got to work through it.
So what is the one thing that you love about yourself?
About myself? That's a great question. Surprise.
You have many endearing qualities, I know, but yes.
Okay, ask the question again so that what do I love about myself?
What is one thing that you love about yourself?
Oh, I know I'm a damn good performer.
Okay.
There you go. On stage.
There we go.
And I'm sorry to cuss, but no, when I'm on stage, I know how to really connect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I draw that throughout my life.
That's great.
And I know I'm also a really good mom and friend, and also
Well, yeah,
I have to, my heart is there. But as a individual, I know that that's one reason why I was placed on this earth.
As we wrap up, I do have some questions to ask, but I have one before I ask those final questions. One is, could you speak to the girls that are out there that may be preteen or teen that are going through a similar situation that you grew up with, where they're still trying to find themselves?
Yeah.
Where they're maybe dealing with things at home that just aren't the most pleasant, or just unfortunate circumstances that may have happened. What would you tell those young girls?
I would tell them that there's hope to keep plugging on, keep going forward, even if there are moments where you feel it would just be easier to check out. Because I've had many of those moments, especially then, but fortunately never did. And so just hold on, because there is so much hope. There's so many things yet to be discovered, that this is only temporary. And actually this process in that age range, it's hugely transformational. And of course, I mean, if you think of yourself as a caterpillar who's meant to be this gorgeous butterfly, if you look at pictures from me back then, I was an ugly little, well, we'll just say awkward, with crooked teeth and frizzy permed hair. That, the caterpillar has to go through a huge transformation. And I don't know the whole science behind it. I don't know, like, if they put electrodes in there when they're saying, like, how painful it has to be. And it's not a pretty process by any means. I mean, it's even encased in the cocoon. We don't really see it all, but it's not a pretty process. But one has to go through it in order to blossom into this beautiful butterfly that's going to fly. And that by having those pain points and those times of, I just feel terrible about myself, or I don't know what's going on at home, whatever that might be, is that those are actually gifts, because they will fuel you. They will give you so much more in terms of why you're placed on this earth and what you're going to do with them. And so whenever I now have a challenge, I say, okay, God, what am I supposed to learn from this? Because I know that I'm meant to then use it to help someone else. And so in those times, just know there's hope. Just keep one day at a time, that it will get better, and you will start realizing more and more beautiful things about yourself that will transpire. At the same time, though, is during that time, just really find something that you absolutely love. If you can find just that one thing, even if it's collecting stamps, whatever it is, that you fully can focus in on, that you know that brings you life and excitement, even if society or friends at school, when I say that, meaning like they're going, what do you do? You're weird, whatever. Just go, no, I love that. This is where I fully can embrace who I am. I can express who I am. And develop that skill or whatever it might be. Just like with my dancing, it's like I was able to throw myself into it, and it was a positive activity. So try to find something that's not negative, right? But find something that will that fuels you, that will help you get through those dark times, because they will really show in such beautiful ways later.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I have a 14-year-old right now,
right.
So I'm speaking directly to her.
Listen to your mama.
Yes.
All right. So I do like to inspire imagination and dreaming in people from all walks of life. And I like to grant dreams from time to time by making connections with other people. Okay. And so
Is this like, do I get to go to Disney?
Well,
You're like, no.
So there are three pillars. Okay. One is a person you want to meet that's living. Okay. A place you want to go that you haven't been.
Ooh, okay.
So it could be Disney. And an experience you want to have.
Ooh, okay.
So
the first
one is a person you'd like to meet
who I'd like to
that
meet.
Is living.
Who's living?
Yeah, I can't raise people from the dead, so yeah.
Really?
I'm not that.
You're not that.
Yep.
It almost made me chortle.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I would really love to have a sit down with Michelle Obama,
Okay.
because she just seeing her journey and what she has personally gone through. She just seems so down to earth and so connected. I just would love to have that one-on-one.
I just finished her Audible of Becoming.
I did too. I mean, I didn't just finish. I did read it or listen to it. So
and hearing her tell her story was
in her voice. Yeah. Usually, in my Audibles, I listen to them at 1.5 or 2 times fast. With that, especially those first few chapters, I was like, no, I just have to listen to it in the normal speed because of how she articulated herself. So yeah, she'd be somebody that I just want to sit down and meet and just shoot the breeze.
There you go.
So,
all right, a place you'd like to go that you haven't been to yet?
Oh, I've been to so many. I've lived all over the world and met my husband in Brazil, so it's just like, where would I want to go? I haven't been to Asia yet.
You haven't?
No.
Okay.
So
Asia's a really big continent.
I know. I was about to say probably first started in Japan.
Okay.
And just going. I haven't gone to that part of the world.
Okay, so Japan.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all listening? Y'all have connections. Let's hear them. And then the other is an experience you want to have.
Machu Picchu.
Okay.
I was going to say start doing some big time hiking or climbing. And that was the one that
was the one.
I have not experienced.
I haven't either. That's great.
And I've had friends who have that. When you see that, you just.
Yeah.
And can I say a part
B?
And well, it's not a part B in terms of related to that, but I would really love to start experiencing being on stage again.
Okay.
Yeah, being on stage, being in front of the camera as a performer.
Right. Fantastic. Is there a certain place that you would like to perform?
I once performed at the Kennedy Center in D.C. I'd love to go back to that again.
Yeah.
But and the reason why is because of why it being there is there'd have to be a process of how I got there, and I would love to experience that again. But I just light up when I'm in the wings and see the lights and all, and about to go out there, and the same thing in a like a movie set or show set. I just love those. So I know I gave you 3 things: Machu Picchu, performing on stage, and I would love to just get back into the acting side of on camera.
Yeah.
Whether that's acting or being, having my own show type of thing.
Yeah. So as we wrap up here, is there anything in the future that people should be looking out that you're developing or about to do, and how do they get in touch with you?
Definitely. Thank you for asking. Well, I have a project that I am launching again this coming fall. And what we're doing is with ELI Productions we will film your story. So you asked, how do you get somebody's story out? You'll meet with me and we'll figure out exactly what elements do you want to tell of your story. That either it's the start of your business, is it because of your transformation, what you've gone through, whatever that is. We'll film that in interview style, but we'll have the camera right here looking straight at you, edit me out, asking the questions. So it's you telling a 7 to 10 minute story on camera, which you can use in any form of marketing, whether it's for your website or social media, what have you. We're then transcribing that into a book with the other participants. We know that we can get it to bestseller. So now you'll have a video you can use to market yourself. You'll have a best-selling book that you're part of that can help you get into the media. Your video will be shown on Roku and Amazon Fire and Apple TV and other platforms as well. So you're able to say that you've been on those platforms. And then we also have other guest coaches. So I'm going to help the clients with their on-camera presence and how they deliver, how they answer those questions with those great sound bites. I then have another coach who is a PR expert. She's going to teach on how to PR yourself, in a sense, and meet with each individual and help craft a number of pitch ideas for when they're putting themselves out into the media. We have another coach who's going to teach on interview skills and being on the red carpet. So when you have that microphone put in your face and you're live, how do you answer that? We have a stylist as well and a storytelling coach. So you get a lot of content that's created for you and also knowledge where all you have to do is show up. We're going to film you and we take care of the rest. You can be a part of those one-on-ones if you want. But if you don't have the time, we have everything, streamlined. Branding is all consistent. The storytelling is consistent. And now you have all these assets to put yourself out there and knowledge. So that is coming in September, October when we're going to be filming.
That's great.
That. So.
And how does someone in the audience get in touch with you?
You go to eliproductions.tv.
Okay.
Yeah. Or find me on Instagram. I love interacting with people personally on Instagram, and it's I am, so IAM, and then my name, Elizabeth Moraes, on Instagram. And follow me there. You'll get a lot of tidbits and tips and tricks on how to communicate more effectively, how to develop more confidence, how do you own the room in terms of when you step in, you can have everyone, all the eyes looking at you without you saying a word, and they get a really good sense of who you are without saying a word.
Yeah.
So you can get all those tips there too.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for being here today. It was such an honor and pleasure.
The honor is mine and the pleasure is mine.
I just know our paths are going to continue to cross, and I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love what you're doing here. It's so needed.
Thanks, Elizabeth. All right, y'all. That wraps it up for today. Stay tuned next week as we have another fascinating person with an inspiring story. And remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel at The Matt Hilton Show.
If you'd like to contact Matt or know a fascinating person with an inspiring story that would make a great guest, reach out to the show at themattHiltonshow@gmail.com.